this young woman heading into outer space or into heaven, and obviously the divine principle watching it from above. So they're pieces that are designed to question and put statements into situations as well.
Oh, that is a remarkable piece. Now, is this your boat?
That's the boat.
So you travel. Where is this boat like today? If you
that boat is in the harbour at Port Vila.
Port what?
Port Vila in Vanuatu.
In Vanuatu.
Yeah, this was actually just shortly before we did the first trip to go over there.
Now, where was the farthest you've ever taken? I mean, you just go out. I mean, you've got to be a great navigator down in the South Pacific.
I mean, we use skippers, of course, but generally, obviously, with modern navigation and GPS, I mean, there's not very often you've got to drag out a sextant these days.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody goes out into the ocean, they're going to have 3 GPSs or 2 GPSs with a double backup battery system. And but if you've got to navigate by the stars, well, that's what you have to do as well. Where are we? We're on the water.
There's a lot of stars up there, Graeme. And, now, you just had lunch with this fella, huh?
That's my dear friend John Charlevoix up in Santa Rosa. John's one of the leading equestrian trainers. He trains people to ride on hunters and jumpers.
Wow.
And he's a fabulous human being. We're extremely close to each other, and
so
he's like a horse whisperer. And actually, he knows the horse whisperer quite well. So.
Let me ask you a tough question here, because, you know, I don't want anybody to get mad when I ask questions like this, but if I was to ask you, what are your hopes if somebody buys tonight a Graeme Stevenson painting? What would you hope they get out of that painting?
Well, I have been asked that question before, and the amount of time and the effort that I put into my work, and I've been doing this since I was 5 years of age, professionally for 26 years. I always say to people, I mean, if you were to look at a Picasso, and I'm not, you know, saying that I'm in that league, but when you purchase artwork, you buy the soul of the individual that painted it. I mean, simply, there is virtually no other medium on this planet that is that close to somebody else. I mean, picture the situation when an artist goes to sleep and begins to think of the idea. And then the process that they go through to create that one piece. And to me, every single piece I do is the newborn baby.
So when they buy it, you're giving them your soul.
I'm giving them my child, as far as I'm concerned. That's what they purchase off me. And they invest in what I do. I mean, I don't say people come along and they buy. If somebody purchases something from me, they invest in me as a human being. And my intention is to be here when I'm 90 years of age doing the same thing.
I'm shooting for 61, but that's a different story. I chew a lot of Nicorette.
And I might get eaten by a shark in the process too.
Yeah, shark, lion. Well, that's an amazing answer. And so when you paint a painting, it takes all of your focus. It's not a casual pastime. You are already thinking of the person who's going to buy this, and you are saying they got everything I got. They got everything from me.
There's blood coming out of my eyes.
Okay.
I mean, that's the best way I can put it, because I literally spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours on these pieces, and it takes me ages to think. And I'll do, I mean, Picasso in his life history did 20 or 30,000 sketches. Okay. I mean, if you go into my studio back in Australia, there's pieces of paper everywhere. I mean, I do like a crime scene, and I'll stick stuff up everywhere, and I'll sit there for 2 or 3 days going, okay, well, that'll work, until I really get what I want out of the situation. They're not willy-nilly. And as I said to you the other night, just simply look at the work. I mean, just focus in on sections of what I have created in that process and tell me I haven't worked really hard to do it.
Just look at the work.
Just look at the work, and I will simply leave it at that.
That's amazing.
That's all I can say.
Well, you know, Graeme, I don't know if you know this, but in America, one of the highest forms of compliment is buying someone dinner at Denny's. I don't know if they have Denny's in Australia. I hope they don't, or I'm in big trouble. No, I'm just joking with you. But Graeme, first of all, we're gonna bring you back here a little bit later on tonight for our later crowd. But folks, let's give a big hand to Graeme Stevenson.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, mate.
And we'll see you. We're going to see Graeme again here in a little bit. But my goodness, that was 31 minutes we talked to Graeme, and time flies so fast. Now, I have shown you some remarkable, original oils on canvas, textured on canvas, and as Graeme said, I'll never forget it, just look at the work. Just look at any section of my painting. Now, Liz, you know how easy I am on our early bird customers. If you want one of the great masters that we have ever come across, you know, you've seen it. Navarro from France, Neve from Argentina, Tamian from Romania, Graeme Stevenson from Australia, you know, Wilhelmi from Roundup, Montana, Azulay, who started life in Morocco. You know, you've seen our guests. You've seen so many. This is a big moment. And what I was not at liberty to really push and press is the retail that Graeme gets for his work. And later tonight, Liz, when Graeme comes back on, remind us to talk about collector's editions, remind us to talk about 3 or 4 other special pieces. Vengeance is Mine. We have a sketch for that. I'm going to turn that into an edition. I have to. Tell me, Hank, which one do they want me to start with? And if you have a question for Graeme, a little later, maybe in an hour, hour and a half, or an hour, 50 minutes, something, we'll bring Graeme back up. Think about your questions. But I showed you 7 of the most amazing originals you're ever to come across. A couple pieces similar to ones that just sold for $24,000 or $25,000 300 miles from here. Tell me which one they want us to put up first. And Birth of an Angel. Thank you. And Liz, take them in order, because here's what I'm going to do. That would make, you almost have to buy a new house. Matter of fact, I love this piece. This is an incredible original that Graeme explained. It's one of the largest originals in the show. There's a few about this size. And let's do what Graeme said. Graeme said, take a look at my work. You know, this is not airbrush. That's done with a paintbrush. And he, I mean, look at that. That is an original. Where he wants you to see a brushstroke, you will see one. Where he doesn't, that's what he's talking about, learning the fundamentals. And look at that. Look at any inch of his work. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's a painting that in the gallery is easily going to be somewhere from 22 to 28, 29,000. And just to get the ball rolling. And this is a very large piece. And I hope there's a lot of back and forth bidding. But here's what I need, Liz. That's an amazing piece. $4,000 to open, $100 increments. And that is one of the most stunning works that you're going to find. It is rock solid perfect. And look at that. Is that something for them, Hank? Is that, I want to take callers in order. But you talk about a monster piece. Look at that. My older son, Benny, who's my oldest child, I have one boy, one girl, Benny, who's 11, was just fascinated at the sharks that Graeme has seen, the snakes, the birds he's trained, the places he's been. No open yet, which is amazing, because that is an extra large, beautiful open. Thank you. $4,000 has been bid. Now, folks, I priced this hoping there'd be 6 or 7 bidders. We're just at $4,000. Looking for $4,100, $4,500, $5,000. $4,000 has been bid, going once. $4,000 has been bid. Not enough money, going twice. Fair. And final warning, all in, all said, sold. Oh my goodness, who got that? Liz,